section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little check.
Cause I'm coming for them belts, boy. You're gonna see the raft of the new champ. Different energy, different spirit. Coming to win. I tried to learn boxing, stick and move. Isolating the sweet science of the sport, doctrinating my style. But we're going back to the raw, rugged streets. That's where I belong. I never followed no athletes growing up, no movie stars. I followed the hustlers, the Rayful Edmonds, the Jeff Ports, the Nicky Barnes, the Big Meaches, the Larry Hoovers. You understand me? They're the people that gave me the inspiration, the ones that came up from the streets to the top of the world, the empires, the bangers, the hustlers. That's what's fueling me again. Sometimes in life, no matter how far you go, always remember where you came from.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I see the family checked in. Salute to everybody. Salute to all family. I'm going to skip the roll call this evening. I see all my brothers. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere. Mo Boxing, Yave, I see all of y'all family. But we got to get to it. We're going to get to it because we're giving out report cards now. Stormy B-Man in the building. Hell's Kitchen on deck. My brother Marco. And on the line, we got none other than Freddie Pendleton. Salute, Freddie. How you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent, man. Let everyone know where you've been at, man, with your health and everything.
I'm saying I'm getting a lot. I'm definitely good. I had a stroke recently, but I'm good now. I'm walking, everything. So
excellent.
Yeah, I'm still trying to bang people up, so I'm good.
Freddie's still trying to get in that ring, man. No doubt, man. We're happy to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? Marco, what's good with you, good brother?
Chilling, man. I just watched to prepare for this. I caught the Joshua fight. I watched the replay.
All right.
So,
Sensei,
ready.
How are you?
Yes, sir. Pretty good. Pretty good. How's everybody?
We good, man.
Great.
We good. Oh man. So you know what? Let's not. There was some really good fights last night, but I want to make this all about AJ. You know, salute the dog bay. He did the best he could, but Ramirez was just too slick, too long. Pause. And That guy was just slick. That was Cuban school right there. So salute to Ramirez. He did his damn thing. What's next for Dog Bay? I don't know. I still like the kid, but I don't know what else past what he can do. I don't know what else he can bring to the table in that weight division. And that's my take on it. No shade, but I'm happy for him. But the man of the hour.
Well, can we talk about Roy?
Oh, okay. You want to do that real quick?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr. fought last night.
He fought. Was that joker like 500 years old? Was fucking Methuselah and shit? What the hell?
He fought, bro.
And a day.
And he fought, and it wasn't an exhibition. It was a sanctioned official bout.
Ain't that crazy? It was a sanctioned official bout. Roy Jones Jr. fought a MMA fighter. What was his name? Pettis? What was his name?
Pettis. Yeah, Pettis. And there was this pro boxing match.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Listen, I watched it.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
It was, it was something to do because I
no,
forgot.
man, there's better things to do, bro. There's better things.
You ain't lying, Sensei. But I did.
Yeah.
It was a few moments in my life I can't get back, and the reason why, I was a little, I'm a sucker because it's Roy. I'm a sucker. I ain't even gonna hold you. My light look like it's about to go out. I gotta buy a new light. But
I don't understand how they paying these guys big money to fight scrubs. It's fucking ridiculous.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for chiming in with some sensibility, bro. Because that's exactly what I'm saying. Floyd and Roy doing these things, man. We've got fighters out here who they're telling you don't sell because they're holding them back from being able to sell. They don't want to pay them properly, and then they bring out guys who they just pull them out of coffins, okay?
Yeah.
And try to prop them up in a ring.
100% agree with you.
Watch it. It's ridiculous.
And what's interesting, and I'm gonna let you go ahead in a second, Marco. What's interesting is that during, I think that was the post-fight, he took a shot at all the fighters fighting today that are in the limelight. He said that these guys basically don't want to fight each other, and everybody's avoiding everybody. And he was like, "What happened when I was on the throne? Everybody wanted to fight the best." And that's a good thing to say. But he just fought a sanctioned bout. Now, had he won, would he be ranked?
Well, by the way,
probably.
I think he did win that fight. But it doesn't matter. The arena was half empty, so I don't know how much money anybody was making on this. Now, you guys know Roy is my favorite fighter. I think the best pound for pound fighter of all time, skill wise. But so this was tough for me to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ever since Roy lost to Tarver the first time, he's been gun shy. For lack of a better term, a lot more defensive, and he kind of did more of that yesterday. He wasn't really throwing much, and it's a weird, like, you're watching Roy, but he shouldn't be fighting. He's 54. He really wasn't in the best shape.
No, he wasn't.
I'm sorry, Marco. I got to chime in here, bro.
Go for it.
No. Roy is done, man. You ever seen that piece of meat on the grill that when somebody can't barbecue, huh? And you walk over to him and you say to him, "Marco, that piece of chicken right there, bro, it's burnt, man. Can you put that to look that it's got an R on it. It says Roy." Marco's like, "No, it's just simmering."
No, you must be misunderstanding. I don't think he should still be fighting. I never said that. I don't think that.
But see, this is the thing. You're still talking about you think he won, but he ain't winning, bro. He losing. Every time he get hit upside his head from now on.
You have a
5
point.
years from now.
You have a point.
There are things that are going to be happening to this man, and people are going to see him, and we're going to have to forced to say, "Oh, it's a shame." It is not a shame. And taking shots at these other fighters when he's taking shots in the ring at 54 years old. Come on, man. No.
Scary.
No, and see,
So the thing is,
my
they,
favorite fighter is Evander
they
Holyfield.
gonna promote what they want to promote.
Him getting in that ring a few years ago, I'm like, man, I don't want to see that foolishness. I didn't even talk about it. I didn't raise it or whatever. And I said, I hope he goes somewhere and sit down with his family, because that is not what's supposed to be happening. How do people sit up and talk about Muhammad Ali and then have moments of time to embrace this foolishness? No. Our priorities, our ethics are so far clogged up in our arteries. We need animals, man. This is ridiculous.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, these people are accepting all this garbage they put on TV. They accept it. So why not do it? These three promoters see they can do reruns all day long. And I wouldn't put Roy Jones in front of a bunch of dogs to watch fight.
No doubt.
That's pathetic.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me get Marco's
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead and finish
No,
what
I
you
mean-
saying, Marco. Yeah.
I mean, you know, he doesn't think Roy should be fighting. I don't think Roy should be fighting either. I don't think most people do think Roy should be fighting. That's a given. And what I'm talking about was the fact that I even watched it. I watched it because who Roy is to me and who he was to boxing. That's why I even watched it. But you can argue that that's maybe why you shouldn't watch it. To each their own. You know what I mean? How it was sanctioned, I don't understand. I guess the age doesn't matter as long as he passes the exams. I don't really get it. But it was very bittersweet. Like, not even bitter. It wasn't even sweet. It was very bitter because he didn't look at all like his old self. You know, he was older. The arena was half full. You know, I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would stop. Last time I talked to him, he said he was done. By the way, which was only a few months ago.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. He did tell you that he was finished, and then this happened. I don't.
If you listen to Customato told you many years ago that fighters are the biggest liars in the world.
Yeah,
he told you this. You see, but when I say stuff,
how many fighters retired and came back
doing this and
that?
that? The information
Even
is out
Ali
there.
did that.
So what'd you say, Freddie?
They all do it. One thing that will bring you out of retirement is a lot of money.
Or sometimes missing it, right?
Yeah. I think it couldn't have been money because that arena was half empty. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And I said, how do I know this guy? And I went to Google and I said, oh, man, this is the MMA guy.
Yeah.
And now he's officially ranked wherever. And I'm like, oh, my God, what's going on? So I'm like, what would have happened if Roy, because I thought he won the
guy's
fight.
Ranked?
That was for a ranking.
This is
That was
first
for a
fight.
ranking. So what if Roy
Man,
had won?
right now, I can beat Roy Jones. So what the hell? You know what I'm saying? They just playing games, trying to put some clown in position to make a few more dollars somewhere else.
But I'm saying,
that's all it's about
I'm
nowadays.
saying, what if Roy had won? And the
Then they had
competitor
to build him up.
What is he going to want to do? He want to hop in the ring with a Charlo or something crazy like that? It's like,
They would have done it. They would have done it. For a lot of money, they would have done it.
They cannot pass these guys. I mean, you know, Roy was fun to watch, you know what I'm saying? But I get so worried. Like one punch upside his head, man. I mean, the guy, you know, come on, y'all. We know the story. We was all there for that. If we love these guys like we say we do, we can't.
Don't nobody love nobody in this sport. All they love is the fact that somebody's gonna get in the ring and get their brains knocked out. They don't care who it is. You could have been a has-been or used to be. They don't care. They just want to be entertained. These people don't give a shit about nothing.
The
I look at these fans nowadays. They don't give a fuck about boxing. They don't give a fuck about nobody in the game. You only got a few people that really care about how the game goes. That's why the majority of sports are falling apart now. And they're not as popular because nobody cares anymore. It's not about the sport. It's not about seeing a great champion rise to the top. They don't give a damn about that. All they care about is the publicity and who's throwing money at who. That's it.
Yeah.
No integrity at all.
The commission should care, should have something in place, but obviously not.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
And they will throw these millions behind these cadavers instead of paying the fighters who are currently fighting in their primes. And it's ridiculous. I mean, Seriously, why are you gonna go out and get you a 60-year-old grandma, huh? When you can have you a 21-year-old seems like she's ready.
Watch
You know
this,
what I'm
watch
saying?
Watch
It
this,
don't
watch
make
this.
sense.
Marco, watch this. Watch this. In 19, I'm gonna say 85, Vanessa Del Rio was hot. In 2023, not so much. She's still Vanessa Del Rio, but not so much.
Yeah.
In other words, it's time to, curtain call.
Oh,
Time
I
to
mean,
hang it up.
I
man.
mean,
And even back in 19, what was that year you gave? The original year, Drew?
85.
85. Even back in 85, she was high mileage. You understand? So you have to look at things for what they truly are.
Man, this is a trip, man. I look at boxing is funny nowadays because it's like they want to pick clowns. You can pick who you want, but at least have them be legitimately good fighters.
yeah.
And then you can push them and can't nobody say nothing. But they want to pick out these clowns and put them in a position to fight for the big money. For what? People pay to see them, and you end up disappointed and pissed off at boxing. And I say this: don't be pissed off at boxing. Be pissed off at yourself, because you're the one that's accepting this garbage that they put on nowadays, and you pay your hard-earned money to watch this crap. So who you gonna blame but yourself? That they don't put better fighters and better entertainment in front of you. Every single sport has been cheapened. A lot. You know what I'm saying? Basketball ain't what it used to be. Boxing ain't what it used to be. Baseball ain't what it used to be. Nothing.
What's happening is we're being shoved mediocrity, and it's being pushed off as excellence, and it's really bad.
Exactly.
And we're gonna get to the main event of the night right now. Let me get to these super chat. IAB Easy's in the Strong House. Salute to you. Much love and appreciation. Salute to Mike Jones. He said, sidebar, what do you think about Jai Tucker? We'll get to that. And salute to my brother from across the pond, Mo Boxing. He said, full credit to Franklin, UK. He said, definitely like him. No doubt. I'm sure he earned some fans. Boxing Barbecue, salute, man. Alfred, I see all your comments, and I agree, brother. I agree. Did y'all watch Jai Tucker last night? You want to touch on that real quick?
I just saw some highlights.
Okay. What you think of him so far?
Looks good.
Yeah. Hey, man. Those are the fighters that let's just say they need more airtime. And it's up to us to hit them up and get them on our panels and talk with those guys and build them up, because the alternative is these promoters trying to throw six figures at guys like Roy Jones, and they're gonna try and get these guys killed, man. They don't care about the fighters, and we don't like that, man.
Yeah.
Roy already can't talk worth shit. If you heard him talk, recently, he it's time for him to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had 79 professional fights, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I can talk. I'm not stuttering and I'm not falling all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's talking about I wasn't good. I never got hit as much as all these guys nowadays. After they get out the ring, you can't even understand what they're saying. I ain't that way. How come I didn't end up that way? I fought more than most of them.
Yeah.
I had almost 90 fights. I got 80. Right now is 87 fights.
Everybody's different, man. Look at James Toney, one of the greatest defensive fighters ever. Defense. And
I don't understand it. I really don't.
It's hard. It's hard listening to James right now, man. It's hard listening to James Toney right now. And
James Toney, Riddick Bowe.
Riddick Bowe, that's ridiculous.
My God.
I'm gonna tell you something.
True. Your mic's kind of low, by the way.
It is. My mic's low.
Yeah.
Let me turn it up a little bit. How's that? That's better?
Way better.
Yes,
Okay,
a
great.
lot better.
Okay, great. The scariest thing was when Roy went to Russia and fought. I don't even know who the hell that dude was, and how he fell.
Guy's name.
Yeah.
How he fell on his face.
Dennis something.
I was like, oh my God, man. And the fact that he was okay was like, oh, okay, he's okay. But I said, yo, can you stop, please? When he signed to fight Mike Tyson in that exhibition, you can't tell me there wasn't somebody worried like, yo, look, that's still Mike. I mean, you're Roy, but that's Mike. And if he connect, you know, come on. We were scared every time, man. Every time Mike threw a punch, we was like, ooh, ooh. I mean,
I wasn't even worried about Mike hitting him with a punch. I was worried that Mike was gonna kick him in the balls or bite him or something like that. that Mike stopped fighting many years ago.
Anytime Mike fights,
stopped
you gotta
fighting
worry
years
about
ago.
everything. You gotta worry about he's gonna kick you, throw you down, pick you up, slam you, or bite you. You never know which one.
Try to break your arm in clenches and stuff. That
let me
stopped fighting a number of years ago.
Let me stop with Roy and all that stuff. The brother asked about Jai Tucker. Let me say this. That was a tough fight, and he showed a lot of grit. But I don't want to see Tucker. I don't want to see him take too many more fights like that. You understand? Because he'll have a short career. He needs to. He got some things to work on. It was exciting and fun to watch, but I was seeing shades of Gaddy in that goddamn fight. We don't need that. You don't want to have that kind of fight until later when you have $1 million in the bank. Don't do that shit. And that guy was tough that he fought. What was that guy's name? That guy was tough that he fought. He grinded it out. It was fun to watch. I like what I saw, but he needs some work. I don't know if that was a style thing, but go ahead.
You're absolutely correct, man. And I'll tell you something from a technical standpoint. If for any of you that caught any of that action in his fight, look at the condition that his front foot was in. His lead foot was in the entire fight. It was stiffer than a man who OD'd on Viagra. Okay?
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to tell you something. That right there means he won't be able to get out of the way. He won't be able to move to the side. He is going to be there to be hit. That can be fixed, but it's not going to be fixed overnight. But I looked at it, and when he got shook, it got even stiffer on him. I don't know what they doing in these gyms with these young guys of today, but I'm like, footwork is not a part of the team.
Tell you. You want to know? I can tell you.
Go ahead, Freddie.
What they doing? They don't give a damn what goes on in the ring. They don't care how hard you fight. You can beat each other damn near to death. These new trainers don't give a shit about making sure that you make it to the fight in one piece. They go in the gym and the fighters go at it like they're fighting for real. And that's not how you spar with each other. By the time you get to a fight, you done took half of the fight out of yourself because you've been fighting like cats and dogs in the gym.
Hey.
Then when you get to the fight, you ain't got nothing.
Let me. You know what just dawned on me? Didn't Hasim Rahman have some beef with the Mayweather gym about that doghouse rules?
His son fought. Did one of those like roundless. Yeah, I think they sued him actually.
Yeah. You can't do that, man. The brother Mike Jones said Tony got like 80 fights. That's why I'm gonna tell you what, Tony. He got like 80 fights, but he probably got 800 in the gym.
Yeah,
I mean, about to say that he's no. My trainer would never let us do that in the gym. He said you can't battle and kill each other in the gym and then go to a fight and do the same thing. You ain't gonna have nothing left by the time you get about 10 fights. Your career is almost over because you're getting hit too much. Tony was
You know what I'm saying? Getting hit in the gym is still getting hit. Just because your gloves are bigger don't mean nothing. You're still getting hit. Your brain's still getting rocked around.
Yep. Hey, Marco.
Yeah.
I heard Emmanuel Stewart say this, and I heard other people that been around James say a lot of times when he trained for a fight, he didn't do road work or nothing. He just sparred.
That's what I was trying to say. That's exactly right. He was notorious for not doing shit.
That's funny.
So he's
I
adding.
know too many people who did that.
And like Freddie, back in the day, the sparring was even more than now. People would spar a lot more back then. So that's what it is. That's where the majority of mileage on every fighter comes from, the sparring, not really the fights.
Yeah, and that's probably why because James didn't take he took damage, but for the most part, he has some of the best defense we've seen. So, you're watching him now, why is he talking like that? That's all that gym shit.
Listen, have you heard Pernell Whitaker? I know he passed, but he also had a little bit of speech shit before he passed, and he was one of the greatest defensive fighters as well. Right.
I heard some stuff about him loving being in the gym and just fighting.
Yep.
James and Sweet Pea and a couple of other guys, they just love that physical contact in the gym. But that's where a lot of that damage comes from.
But Drew, how many times do I talk about that? How many times have I spoken about that?
You sure did, Stormy.
You know what I love?
What's that?
It wasn't the gym. I love the fight. I love to be in that fight. That fight moment was all of it for me. Training in the gym was a mean to get there, so I had to do everything possible. So when I go in a fight, I'm 100%. And but sparring, I hated because I couldn't knock everybody out. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then a guy would open up, would try to prove something, and I could break him down and knock him out. And I wouldn't get screamed at. But if I knocked somebody down and it was one of my sparring partners, I would get cussed out in the gym. They wouldn't allow me to do that.
Hey, Freddie, check this out. And I'm glad you said that about when a guy opens up to give you the opportunities to break them down and stop them. I've recently been on a couple of my shows talking about this notion of all these guys during their press conferences building up and leading up to fights. The only thing that they say is, I'm going to knock him out. When you see us fight, I'm going to knock him out. Just wait till I knock you out. You know I'm going to knock you out. They say all of this, but not a damn single soul knows how to set up a knockout, because you don't have to be a great puncher to knock people out. And most of these guys who are great punchers, picture AJ, who is a very good puncher, knocks people out because they don't know how to set a knockout up. You have to have proper technique, proper skills and tactics. You have to know how to have punch placement, foot placement, leverage, angles. All of these things factor in, and conditioning, because the conditioning factors into you have to be able to go through something to get the pearl. That's why they're buried at the bottom of the sea. You understand? And if you don't have the wherewithal to hold your breath, and to be able to go and swim in the deep waters, you're not going to get there. And you hear them talk about it all the time. But knockouts from the best in the sport have always come through setting a guy up.
Absolutely right, man.
Yeah, these guys nowadays don't know how to do it. They have no idea how to set a guy up and land that big shot. They just swinging.
That's why we I gotta question the integrity of these damn trainers, man, because we're seeing a lot of stuff that we're not used to seeing. That's why, and this goes into what we're about to talk about. That's why we say a lot of these guys in the 90s, y'all all remember what the heavyweight landscape looked like back in the 90s. And I'm telling you right now, Anthony Joshua would barely be in the top 10. The 80s and 90s?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been there.
I mean, come on. I can name several heavyweight. Look, Anthony Joshua loses to I'm just gonna pick anybody.
Frank Bruno.
Frank Bruno beats him. Razor Ruddock beats him.
Crushes him.
You know, Tommy Morrison beats him. Tommy Morrison beats him.
Oh yeah, Tommy.
Big George Foreman beats him. Michael Mora boxes his face in and probably knocks him out. All right, and listen, let me get to the super chat real quick. And salute to my brother Trill Will in the building. He said, salute Drew and the dope panel LDBC versus everybody. We on the job. Now look, man. The cat's out the bag. It's been out the bag. I've been calling for the AJ fans for since he lost to Andy Ruiz the first time. I was looking for the AJ supporters. I wanted to know what your thoughts were. even when he got the belt back, y'all was still quiet. Y'all been quiet ever since that first L. Listen, I helped y'all when that first loss. Me and Stormy did a whole live and said, yo, AJ got poisoned. All right, he lost, but he got poisoned in that fight. I told you about the phone calls that I got. Y'all want to listen to me? That's fine. Why do I feel this way? Because you drank something wrong. You drank something you were supposed to drink. All right? But since y'all don't want to entertain that, that's cool. That works for me. I was trying to help y'all. But you can't help what can't be helped. You got your belt back. You won with the jab. But 50% of that fight was Andy's fault because he really didn't train. He came in there like at 330 pounds. So it's more that Andy lost the fight because you didn't even go for it. You won with a jab, two time. And but there was a few of y'all that said AJ's back. I said, well, look, he never left. This guy's been who he is. But give it a minute. He gets in the ring with Usyk. And y'all tell me what happened. I haven't seen an AJ fan. I'm like, what happened, y'all? What happened to all the AJ fans? Whether you're in America, well, in America, y'all were never real in the first goddamn place. But in the UK, where did y'all go? This is disgusting. And let me salute my brother Eric Montgomery. This is my brother from another mother. He said, salute Drew, salute to the panel, love to the chat, salute. This is one of the brothers that was there when I was talking about AJ. I'm like, yo, this guy's not, he's still cooking. Let's not put him on this. Let me tell you how they marketed AJ to us. He had the jab of Larry Holmes, the power of Mike Tyson, the charisma of Ali, and the temperament of Lennox Lewis. Lie, 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 lie. Because there's only one Anthony Joshua, just one. This guy was not as advertised. He was not the worldwide star that they sold us. All of those fighters I mentioned beat his ass. And what we saw last night is inexcusable. He was supposed to steamroll Franklin. He was supposed to get him out of there. There was a few opportunities where I thought he would have smashed the gas on him, and he didn't. There was also equal opportunities for Franklin to smash the gas on him. But see, here's the thing. There wasn't supposed to be no opportunities. He was supposed to get him out of there in like maybe 3 or 4 rounds. It didn't happen. And it's not that he was gun shy. The thing is, that aura of invincibility is gone. And I'm going to tell you when it left. It didn't leave after Ruiz. I saw the problems with AJ when he fought Joseph Parker. That's when I saw it. I said, man, this ref's not letting Joseph work, man. If you let him work on the inside, we might see something. He didn't let him work. AJ is not the truth. And my question to everyone is to prove me wrong. I've been calling for the AJ fans for how long now? I've been calling for you clowns for how long? Y'all are clowns. Y'all are all, hold on, Freddie. Y'all are clowns. AJ was supposed to steamroll Franklin. Now, let me tell you something. I was rooting for Franklin off a general principle. But business-wise, it was better for AJ to win. Why? Now, after the fight, it was said, hey, man, who do you want next? He said, I'll let the crowd decide. Stop! Say your name. You won't. Because there's nobody in the top 5 that I see you beating. You don't beat Joe Joyce. You don't even beat Big Baby Miller, who called your name. You don't beat Big Baby Anderson. You don't beat Deontay. You don't beat Tyson Fury. And you don't beat Usyk. What are you doing? Let the crowd decide? Guess what? I'm going to be in your DMs. Wait, pause. I ain't going to do that because you're going to think it's for something else, and I don't get down like that. My wrist ain't broke. You bum-ass motherfucker. I want the Wilder fight like we've been calling for like 3 fucking years. Y'all going to make money. Y'all fighting with no belts is worth more than an undisputed match with Usyk and Fury. And that fight fell through. Go ahead. You lift it up to the fans. Your fans vanished. I've been calling for you motherfuckers. So now you're leaving it up to us. I'm calling for the Deontay Wilder smoke. Stormy, what you got on that? You're on mute, brother.
First of all, for what it's worth, AJ is not even the best heavyweight in the UK. And he hasn't been for a very, 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 very long time. And I put a lot of varies on that because it goes back years. There were young prospects kicking his tail in the gym. And we weren't privy to information until the community grew to the point where we could have a rapport with guys from over there that could share information. Now, guys like Johnny Nelson and Spencer Farron and those guys, they wouldn't tell you these things. But they had and were forced to speak on it when the news actually finally got out there. But by the time the news got around to us, what was really happening in the gyms of the UK with AJ, it had already been happening for a while. But the marketing machine was well underway. And that's what AJ has been, a marketed fighter. He was marketed. It was like, I saw this Bruce exploitation film many years ago in the late 70s with Ho Chung Tao, who played Bruce Lee. That was his.
Bruce Lee, yeah, we know him.
The film was called Dynamo.
Yep.
And it was an interesting film because in the film, he played a cab driver, but he looked a little bit like Bruce Lee. So this woman from a marketing firm was caught in some traffic and saw him get out, and he was beating up these guys that had stiffed him on a fare or something, or stiffed one of his cab mates on a fare. So he was fighting the guy, and the lady looks and says, "That guy looks and fights like Bruce Lee. We could take him and we can make money with him." And so their advertising agency brought him in, and they gave him a haircut. They gave him, a little bit of cosmetic surgery and stuff. And they built him up. They put him in some ads. They put him in movies. That's AJ.
Yes.
That's AJ. And they did this because in the Olympics, which were held over there, they had the opportunity to rob the guy who beat him, give him a gold medal, and say, "This is going to be our heavyweight of the future." I'm sorry if that offends people, but I have to tell you the truth. This is what happened. In the meantime, while they were focusing and building him in that manner, there were other guys coming up in the gyms really good.
Yeah.
And some of them were bought into the false sense of hope with their careers because they're always taught, love your country, love your own, this and that. But if you're going to be in a sport like this, you have to go to where the best fighters are. And guess where the best fighters are? Not in the UK. You have to go where the best teaching is for the sport of boxing. And where is that? Not in the UK. And I am not going to even imply that it's all here, because there are other places in the world where there are quality coaches. Anyone ever heard of Nacho Beristain? Anyone ever heard of these guys that can really go back through history and have a lineage of fighters that have progressed from their country? Why are people that come out of Argentina so damn good? You understand? So when I say these things, AJ out of his own mouth called Lennox Lewis a clown for suggesting that he kind of leave the cradle over there and come over here and learn from some people here to fortify himself and get better. Now, who's the clown? In the aftermath, after you've got your shit kicked in several times, here you come trying to get one of the most reputed trainers of today, but he can't save you, bro. You're already broken. The porcelain has been cracked. It doesn't matter how much you piece it back together and glue it, and you might repaint it and all of that. It's still fragile, fractured porcelain. There are guys who are right now chomping at the bit for the opportunity because they know what beating him will mean to them. It will elevate them. And the worst part of that is beating him is nothing because he's nothing. And Derek James is going to go down with that ship. And at the end of the day, he's going to wish he hadn't. which I wish he hadn't, because he's better than that as a mentor and trainer. You cannot repair something that is that damaged. When airbags have been deployed in a vehicle wreck, that vehicle is considered finished. It's wrecked. You got to get something else. That's AJ.
He's overcooked. He's overcooked, man. I couldn't have said it better myself, man. Marco, I want your opinion on the overall fight. Like, what did you see?
I thought that AJ was very, very mechanical. I thought that he was very, very cautious, like real cautious. He beat the guy. I don't think he looked horrible against this guy, but I thought he definitely didn't show. So you would think somebody who had the two performances he had prior would come out maybe and try and show a little more, whatever. But it seems like he came the cautious route. He's like, I just lost twice. I'm going to do whatever it takes not to lose this fight. I don't care if I compromise the excitement or anything. What I thought was weird at the very end, though, was what was that weird wrestling headbutt shit into his chest that he did? What the hell was that? You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about
at the very end of the fight, he started grabbed him. He put his head in his.
Oh
chest.
man, okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. That was weirdo shit. First of all, Willie Lowe hit me up and he says, "Yo, was the AJ fight worth watching?" And I texted him. I said, "If you like excessive dry humping and want to see how Deontay would knock this guy's head into the rafters, go ahead and watch the fight." He was holding excessively. And by the way, I want to point this out. Did anyone count AJ's clinches last night? Funny, because they want to count Devin Haney's clinches. Very funny. No one counted Johnny Ruiz's clinches because he was Vladimir Klitschko.
Klitschko was bad.
My God. But no one counted those. They want to count Devin Haney's. I'm just watching. I said, when are they going to start counting the clinches? When is the ref going to warns anybody? Never happened. So what happened at the end of the fight, he kind of like threw a jab at Franklin's head, and he didn't take kindly to it. He just said, yo, WTF. And then he ran over to him and clinched him again.
Weird.
It was the weirdest. I said, what is he doing? Man,
and then he looked
man, just ask him, man, offer him a drink first before you try and hump the guy.
You see his face after, even when he was announced the winner, he just looked real angry, Joshua.
You know why? Because Joshua, the cat's out the bag. Before, when he won, no matter what it was, the place would erupt and there'd be glitter, and he'd be like, oh, they love me. Now, he doesn't feel accomplished. You see, he'll go in there and face a guy like, for example, like Carlos Takam, whom nobody cared about. He wasn't on anyone's radar. In fact, instead of fighting Carlos Takam, he could have fought Deontay Wilder 3 or 4 times. He never did it. People, again, they're celebrating mediocrity for excellence. This guy's not that good. He's not good. No. He's not good. I just saw an article. I'm going to tell you what the article said. In the next 15 years, nobody will remember the Franklin fight. How about this? Mofo, I'm never going to let you live that down because you want to forget it. You were supposed to steamroll this guy, and we got in there, and he wasn't intimidated by the lights. He wasn't intimidated by your 12-pack abs and your big old hulking. He came in at 255 looking like a Hulk. He looked like a goddamn Marvel superhero. He looked like He-Man, but fought like, if you like He-Man, try me. Go G-Man. You remember the bullshit toys? And so there was He-Man from Toys R Us, and there was Go G-Man from the Chinaman on the corner. The bullshit one. You understand? That's AJ. He's made up, and the cat's out the bag. We see you for what you are. And salute to 88 Sports talking that super chat. He said, facts, Stormy B, man. This dude having yet another meltdown after the fight. And this time, he won. Shaking my head. You can't make this ish up. By the way, y'all, absolutely. That was another meltdown. Marco, he had another meltdown.
It looks like, up until recently, he was the biggest boxer in England, and he was getting treated a certain way. and was accustomed to a lot of things. And then the losses come in, and yeah, it looks to me like he's having a lot of problems handling the losses, or even if it's not a loss, handling the expectation of being the number one heavyweight. Because maybe he's starting to realize, like, fuck, I don't know if I can ever be the number one heavyweight. I'm definitely not that now. You know, that's what it looked like he's dealing with now.
Right. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, you know, whether you're eavesdropping or ear hustling or here for the first time, smash my like button. Let me remind y'all of what I'm talking about.
I'd say, I don't know. Anyone that wants to change their life, I don't know. Do what you want, innit? It's your choice. You live your life how you think is best, and you'll like deal with the consequences of your decisions.
Okay, I'll take 50 million up front. If that's the case, Wilder's team, bring me 50 million up front and we'll take the fight.
Get up with your man Eddie and Barry Hearn and tell them to check their email. I got something special for you. And by the way, all the money's in the bag. So I expect you'll be a man of your word.
Yeah. Well, I ain't selling my soul for 50 mil. You know what I mean? That's where I'm coming from.
What?
I'll take 50 million up front.
What?
I'll take 50 million up front.
What?
Why is it ever so 50 mil?
Shut the fuck up.
But if you do manage to do well, always try and give back, because just don't take. Also give back where you can. I don't know what I tell someone. I'll probably tell them don't get into boxing.
What?
I'll probably tell them don't get into boxing.
What?
I'll probably tell him don't get into boxing.
And the WBA Super, I think. What's he doing here?
I don't care about strong, I have that skill.
Keep it professional. What? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? What's fucked up now, bro? No, yeah, I said way to keep it professional.
I think you misinterpreted.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's not right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll probably tell them don't get into boxing.
Oh, yeah, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano.
"15 years, we won't remember this fight." My brother L Dub, he says, "What's good? 15 years later, I still remember Vladimir Klitschko versus Sultan Ibragimov, similar that of the fight from AJ versus Franklin." And let me tell y'all, for those of y'all that don't know, y'all remember Sultan Ibragimov? Marco, you remember Sultan Ibragimov, the Russian dude?
Yep.
You know what? He was not a trash fighter. He was pretty damn good. And Vladimir Klitschko hugged him to death.
Yep.
He hugged him. He made love to him. I mean, he had a boner. I was like, what the fuck? I really thought Sultan could do something special. Man, Sultan, if y'all don't know, go to his box rec. He looked like a fucking cab driver. He has a dad body. He a little chubby, but he was really good. And when he got the Klitschko fight, I said, you know, we might see something special. Vladimir hugged him all night. I was aggravated. Why? And if anything killed HBO boxing, it was shit like that. Come on, man.
And didn't he fight him in Germany?
You know what? I think I don't recall. He might have fought him here, and he stunk up the joint. Because after a while, all of his fights was in Germany. After he fought his last fight that I recall in America was against what's his name? He was on our show. He lost to King Kong Ortiz. God damn it. Damn. Oh, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, shit. He was a notorious cruiserweight, though, but he came up and, Yeah, L-Dub, he said it was a massive. He fought him in MSG because Klitschko was fighting in MSG for a long time. He fought him in MSG and stunk up the joint. The last time Klitschko fought L-Dub, Brian Jennings, thank you, Hen Dog. He fought Brian Jennings. That was the last time I think he fought in America. Man, Vladimir stunk up the joint, man. Sultan Ibragimov was not a trash fighter. He was not trash, and I really thought that he had some tools that would give him some trouble. And he hugged him all night long, and Jim Lampley ain't say a goddamn thing. Larry Merchant ain't say a goddamn thing. They waved those pom-poms. And I don't know who the third nigga in the chair was. I don't know if it was Roy. I don't know if it was, no, it couldn't have been Roy. That was way before his time. It may have been Roy. I don't know. It may have been George. No, that was way after that. I don't think it was George, but it was a trash fight. But no one said anything. It was horrible, man. So I mean, look, AJ's not the truth. And when I upload this live, I want all the UK trolls. After you clown me or whatever you want to do, whatever you guys feel you want to do, make racist comments, whatever it is you want to do. After all of that, get to the point. Get to the point. Prove me wrong. AJ's not the truth. Prove me wrong. All the heavyweights. Look, all right, let's do this. Let's go to the rankings right now.
And while you get ready to do that, just allow me to say this about his comment about nobody's going to remember the Franklin fight, right?
Uh-huh.
If nobody is going to remember the Franklin fight, why didn't you fight someone that we can remember you fighting?
Wait a minute. What? Sensei, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. If nobody is going to remember the Franklin fight, why didn't you simply fight someone that we'd remember you fighting?
Tune up.
Yeah, you know, somebody like Joe Joyce. I mean, Daniel Dubois is in line for Usyk, but he just had surgery. You ain't say his name. Philip Hergovich, Frank Sanchez, Otto Valen, Andy Ruiz. The third fight would have been nice. Deontay Wilder, Martin Bakoli, Arslanbek, Makhmudov.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Dillian White again, but you could have did that. Somebody would have paid for it. How about this? How about this, y'all? You ready for this? You know, it's a perfect fight right now as we speak. King Kong Ortiz right now. Give it to me. Give me Unk. Give me Big Unk from Cuba right now. Give it to me right now. Because everybody else mops the floor with you. This guy's not the truth. I told y'all. I'm going to stay on this guy's bumper. We're the AJ fans. I was going through YouTube, and I was looking for all of these guys that used to come in our comment sections and just argue with us. I went to BFTB's old his archive, and I'm looking in the old chat like, yo, what happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? A lot of those guys closed up their channels, man. A lot of those guys haven't done content since Andy Ruiz beat him the first time. They fucking vanished. This guy is not the truth. He's dumpster juice. Ass juice. That's what we called him, right? Ass juice. Ass juice Joshua. Get out of here, man. He had another nervous breakdown in the ring. Did y'all see the end of that damn fight? What the hell was that? Y'all need to stop. Oh yeah, Alfred, I'd love that. How about a rematch with Charles Martin? Charles Martin will bust AJ's ass right now. He got a fight coming up. I'm gonna get him back on the show. Charles Martin would bust AJ's ass. You don't believe me? Prove me wrong. I'm gonna hit up Charles. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him and be like, yo, bro, after you take care of business, AJ needs some work. Big Baby calling him out and everything. Yo, fucker, skip the line, bro. Skip the line. You can skip the line. Matter of fact, family, AJ asked us what did we want to see him do next? How about this? Charles Martin or King Kong Ortiz? Or you know what? Let's do this. Charles Martin, King Kong Ortiz, or Jarrell Miller. A fight that he was supposed to make anyway. And bring your ass back to America. Round 2. Do it again. Go to the Garden. I'll go to that. You could juice yourself up, do everything you want. Big Baby got online. He said, yo, I'm 300 pounds. I'm out of shape. Let's get it. He called you a bitch. He called Dillian White a bitch. He said, y'all know what time it is. Y'all duck that, man. I want to see Jarrell Miller versus Anthony Joshua. Jarrell Miller versus Charles Martin, or Jarrell Miller versus King Kong Ortiz. There you go. Prove me wrong, AJ, because your fans are quiet. Your fans vanished.
You still got fans?
Huh? What'd you say?
I said, you still got fans? I'm not sure of that.
I don't know. This guy's trash, man.
I haven't seen him look good in his last 3 or 4 fights.
He hasn't looked dominant at all. His last 3 fights was 2 with Usyk and this shit last night.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you just saw him for the first time and you saw 2 Usyk fights in this shit, and I said, yo, what if I told you that this guy was the next Lennox Lewis? You would pull out a gun and shoot me in my chest. Son of ass. Boom. They'd be like, yo, he's what? Take that. You would blow my chest out. Are you kidding me? You guys need to stop, man.
Yeah, they lost me when Don King came out and said he was the next Ali. I burst out laughing. I couldn't stop laughing.
What the hell? Don King
the
said
next
that?
Ali. Yeah, Don King was out of his mind when he said that. I said, what was he drinking when he said that statement?
I don't know.
The next Ali? Are you fucking kidding?
That's rough, man. That's rough. Marco,
Yeah.
what do you want to see AJ do next?
Retire?
I don't know, because he was exciting to watch a little, because either he's going to get knocked out or he's going to, but now he's too cautious. He's not really fun to watch, at least based on last night. I don't really care. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's other players in the heavyweight division right now. I mean, it'd be great to watch him fight Deontay, but he's not going to do that. It'd be great to watch him fight.
I want to see him fight again. I want to see him get killed.
No, yeah.
I'm like this. This is what I say. Let him wash on out the pastures. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to entertain. It's not going to be an entertaining fight no matter where he goes. He's just not a good fighter. He's never been. Every time I watch him fight, I'm bored to death.
Well, Freddie, he's also green. Like, he started boxing later in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and I like that. But you know what the bad part of that is? They served him up to us on a silver platter, and they over-marketed him. And
yeah, because you really thought he was a good fighter.
One of the major things that they did was they literally put him in a position where he had 3 belts, and that was the marketing. So now that he's lost all of that, there is no light work at this point. Everything he should be doing is at top tier. There is no light work. Franklin was supposed to be light work, and it turned out to be a 12-round fight. Go ahead, Stormy.
I agree with both what Marco and Freddie said, but what I really liked was Diana's previous comment. Can you go back up for her previous comment? It's just above Chris Felton, where she says, "Nah, as a mom of sons." Read that.
Nah, I'm a mom of sons. I'ma just say he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to be fighting right now. There goes my heart. I don't want to see him completely break down. Amen. Amen.
So y'all better look out and get ready to make a comeback. Yeah, they letting all these bums come out. Shit, I'm a good fighter, so I can go ahead and come back and challenge somebody. You see what y'all think about me and AJ?
Why not? He'll take it.
Little out of
the way. Knock his brains out. He can't fight anyway. He ain't gonna hit me.
Freddie, he won't fight you simply because when word about you gets around, you know what I'm saying? He'll be like, nah, we're gonna pass on him. Seriously.
Yo, how about this, y'all? We trying to get Ike Ibeabuchi some work, right? How about him versus Ike Ibeabuchi?
Oh, no, that's too much. That y'all, you asking for murder right there.
I think he beat the shit out of AJ. I think
That's
Ike
what
will
I'm
knock
saying.
the nonsense. I think Ike will knock the nonsense out of him and piss on his corpse.
Shit out of there.
Listen, man. AJ has already been demolished by guys like, what's his name? Okoli, not Okoli. Yeah, Okoli too, because Okoli is a cruiserweight, and he's beat AJ up in the gym.
That's what I heard.
Dubois, and then the other heavyweight that's over there, that's like 10 or 11 and old. The young guy, his name is he has a similar name to Okoli. I can't think of his name right now. But those guys have been beating him up in the gym.
If I was him, I wouldn't fight nobody young. You know what I'm saying? He getting up there. You don't want no young boy beating the crap out of you.
Man, Jamel said Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson will beat the crap out of AJ. I have no faith in AJ. I don't see him being. Let me look at the rankings. Okay, WBC, Fury. He doesn't beat Fury. He doesn't beat Deontay. He doesn't beat Andy Ruiz in the third fight. I don't see him beating Frank Sanchez, Arslanbek, Makhmudov. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but he sound like he'll fuck AJ up. And he's above AJ in the WBC rankings any goddamn way. You know?
You guys should look out for that.
Yeah, how about this? Let's be fair. What about Otto Volin? What's up?
Is he fighting anymore?
I don't know. And you know what? People have moved around him. He's a legit threat. People have moved around Otto Volin. I think that fight is perfect for AJ. He's not a big enough name. You know what I'm saying? But he poses a legitimate threat. Otto is a big boy. What is he, like 6'5"? He's a big boy.
No, he ain't gonna take that fight.
He won't take the fight. They work together in the gym, and Rollins do better.
Say again, Stormy?
He won't take the fight because they work together in the gym, and Otto is better. He's one of the guys that's handed him his dinner in the gym as well. See, remember, a lot of this doesn't come out. A lot of it doesn't come out because it's not like he's been getting beat up by American fighters in the gym. He's been getting beat up by those guys. And those guys are not necessarily considered the best. Look at the fight that AJ had with Joseph Parker, and look at the fight that the Juggernaut had with Joseph Parker.
Oh, man.
AJ boasts about stopping the Juggernaut in 2 rounds, Joe Joyce, in 2 rounds in sparring. Sparring. He boasts about it. He put it on Instagram and all of that. But when you look at Joe Joyce, do you honestly think who can come in at a solid 265 pounds, way over what AJ weighed? Do you think that AJ could stave off a battle with Joe Joyce? He's older than AJ. So take an old guy on. Give an old guy a shot.
Joe Joyce stopped Daniel Dubois. Joe Joyce stopped Joseph Parker. And I'm supposed to believe, and we don't do triangle theories, but just feel me on this. I'm supposed to believe that in a pro fight, that he won't impose his will on AJ, who's been beat up by those guys, who's been exposed. No, man. This guy is not, I repeat, Anthony Joshua is not the truth. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm asking you guys. Tell me something of substance.
Yeah, I agree with you.
tell me something. I'm talking to the AJ fans out here. Because I know y'all like ear hustling right now. I know you're doing it. you can't comment now because I probably blocked you and all this other weird stuff. But talk boxing for 2 seconds. Prove me wrong. Is AJ not done? I just read to you some names. You want me to go to the WBO? Let's go to the WBO. You got Usyk and Joyce. They lined up. You still got Andy Ruiz there. Frank Sanchez. Otto Wallin is number 3. Philip Hrgovic is 4. And AJ's 5. Hrgovic, Otto, Sanchez, Ruiz, Joyce, Usyk. He's not beating any of those guys. Let's go to the IBF. He's ranked number 5 in the IBF. Who's right ahead of him? Deontay Wilder. Then you got Andy Ruiz. Number 2 is not rated. Then you got Philip Hrgovic. And the champion is Usyk. Let's go to the WBA. Usyk is a champion. Dubois has surgery, so that fight's not happening. Who's number 1 in the WBA? Deontay Wilder. Then Martin Bacoli. And then you got AJ. All right, this is all shark-infested water right here, man. And down here, lower, you got Jarrell Miller down here. You got Jared Anderson. You know, come on, man. You got King Kong Ortiz down here. F.A. Jagba. Come on, man. Come on, man. Zile Zhang got some work coming up with Joe Joyce. But come on, man.
And after that fight, they're really going to run away from Joe Joyce. After that fight.
Yep.
Because Zhang ain't ran into a punch that he don't want to take.
It's only a matter of time. He might get slept in this next fight. He might get slept. Joe Joyce is a strong dude, man. That's why they call him the Juggernaut. But he's there to get hit. I'm just curious, can he stand up against a Deontay Wilder right hand? Or a left one at that? I'd like to see it. But guess what? That fight was on the table, and his camp said no. Y'all know that, right? But I'm talking too much. Watcher says Dillian White might be next. I can see that happening because that's a winnable fight for him. I can see that happening. But all the names I mentioned, you know, look, AJ has officially turned into a goddamn sideshow. And when you're a former unified champion, there is no light work. This Franklin fight, although I'm happy for Franklin, it didn't need to happen. It didn't need to happen. He should have came out guns blazing. Give me Joseph Parker. I'm thinking of the basketball player. Give me Parker. Give me Joe Joyce ready, or I'll fight him after the Chinese guy. Do something. And after he beats Franklin, what does he say? I'll let the fans decide. No, nigga. You call it out. You fucking man, this guy, man, this guy's pissing me off. Oh my God, I'm gonna do it. I swear to God, I'm gonna do it.
Hello, monkeys.
I can't stand y'all. Because there's a lot of y'all monkeys playing that race card. But where was the race card when we say, yo, look, we have a unified champion and one champion over here that got the remaining piece of the puzzle. We want to see who the best fighter is. When we was trying to make that fight, y'all found 400 fucking reasons to have that fight not made. And y'all were successful at it. And now look at the mess. Well, it's really not a mess. It's actually playing. See, God works in mysterious ways. It's actually playing out how it's supposed to play. But to the AJ fans, this is your goddamn. This is you.
Monkey.
Y'all did it. Y'all did it. Salute to Michael Buffer. I can't stand y'all niggas.
Listen, man. How many years ago was that fight supposed to be made?
4. It's 4 years ago. It was like 2018.
You mean you could have went to university and come out with a degree?
Bro, listen, Stormy. Years ago, I wanted Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather to retire. You know why? Because I swore. I said, look, I need these guys to retire so boxing can go back to normal. And man, was I wrong. More bullshit spun off of that. It's like when we got hit in America, 9/11, and we said, okay, Bin Laden did it, but we're going to go invade Iraq. And we were like, what? What the hell? And then we got Saddam out of there. And what happened? All of these other groups started popping up. And then you realize, oh shit, That man, that crazy motherfucker had all of that shit under control. We should have left him there. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, when that was over, first of all, it took 5 years to get done. I have a relative, when that shit started getting spoken about, he was in 8th grade. By the time they fought, he was going to his first year in college. He was like, man, they're still arguing? Yeah, and now they're finally fighting. I done switched jobs and everything. And this is the type of time we on. 2018. We were supposed to have an undisputed showdown. Never happened. We're in 2023 now. You understand? Thank you. Thank you, AJ fans. Thank you for you guys having faith in Eddie Hearn. This is crazy. I can't, and see, you American AJ fans that bought into that Lennox Lewis shit, I can't stand you niggas.
Monkey!
I can't stand you. This is y'all fault. I'm asking, where did y'all go? How dare you leave the room? It's like you fought in the church and then leave. And you're like, who did that? He out the door. You left us there with a stench. And when we say, yo, look, man, you got a brother over here, you got a brother right here, what happened? Y'all rallied behind Eddie Hearn with the transatlantic deal. Transatlantic? Frank Warren and all those motherfuckers over there saying all that dumb shit. Dillian White sitting there not saying a fucking word, and all we wanted was a goddamn fight. I can't stand you niggas.
Boxing is the way it is, and all the bullshit is going down the way it is because the people sit back and accept this bullshit. If they went against it and they let these motherfuckers know that they ain't dealing with this bullshit, they wouldn't do it. But the people sit back and just accept all this bullshit they do in the game, all these stealing fights from people, shit like that. Just because that's what killed me. Just because the guy you wanted to win, they stole the fight for him. You clap for that and shit.
Let me bring you up to speed, Stormy, and I want the chat to pay attention to detail. Right? We are so turned off as a boxing community, as supporters of the sport. At this point, and I want y'all to all put in the chat, do y'all even care if Bud and EJ fight right now? Do y'all even care right now? Or is the thrill gone? Just put yes or no. Do y'all even care? I know our brother Blue Blood has some breaking news or whatever. And salute. But are y'all stoked about that anymore? Yes or no? I really don't care anymore. The thrill is gone.
It's gone. But the night that fight, if it happens, it will get amped up again. I'm
gonna watch it, but and listen, Blue's on point with all of his shit. But look at the chat. Look at the chat. The thrill is gone. They done sucked it out of me. Like, yo.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Both of those guys can take a cruise liner out into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and I'd ask Putin to handle that business. That's how I feel about them and that fight. They can keep that shit and shove the bullshit that goes along with it so far up their own rectums that nobody cares anymore, man. Stop pretending like you do. Focus in, as I've always said, on what's important. And they are no longer important. They're not. Two middle-aged welterweights, because Bud is 35 and Earl is 33 going on 34. Who gives a damn? I don't. When's the last time you heard me talk about them on my channel? I don't miss it.
It's been months.
And it doesn't matter if they announced it when we end this stream. I don't care. If the fight is made, I don't care. I'm not buying it. They have lost more than they have won.
right.
taking us around this game. And that's all it's been, a game. We got Freddie on here. We got Marco on here. Two men who have both been in the ring and can attest with fervor that when two fighters want to face each other, they get it done.
Yep.
Promoters don't get in the way. Networks don't get in the way. Fanfare doesn't get in the way. Media doesn't get in the way. They find a way. They don't hide. They don't point fingers. They don't blame. They just get it done.
They used to.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if Hagler and Hearns was in their prime like right now? Do you know how much bullshit and red tape they'd be? There's more money in them in keeping those motherfucking guys away from each other than it would be the actual fight. Think of all of the fights that we've watched over the years. Can you imagine the red tape right now? Do y'all understand it took 5 years to get Floyd and Manny to fight? And I don't care whose side you was on. But understand, the end result was we waited 5 years. You understand that Deontay Wilder and AJ was supposed to fight in 2018? This is before COVID. Do y'all understand that?
I mean, Spence and Crawford really should have fought probably 5-6 years ago. It came up, right? That's when they really should have clashed.
Bro, they could have fought several times. When Bud first came to 147, he could have challenged Errol immediately.
But at what point did the boxing fans all clamor together and be like, okay, these are the two best in the division, they should get it on? That was probably about 5-6 years ago, right?
Well, actually, check this out, Marco. I'm glad you asked that question because Keith Thurman was a unified champion.
Mm-hmm.
When Bud came up from 140, and everyone was looking to face the guy that Bud ended up getting that WBO 147-pound title from. They wanted him. When Bud was down there at 140 and said he was interested in moving up, they was like, yeah, let him come on up, but he's got to get a belt. Well, he beat the man that beat the man, right? All of a sudden, that talk stopped, and it became, well, he's on a different side of the street.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
But you're in the welterweight division.
Mm-hmm.
So even when Earl was able to go to the UK and defeat Kell Brook, not even Earl was interested in fighting Bud at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But he did say it's strap season, and he's looking to collect all the belts. Now, Bud had a belt. Thurman had a couple of them, and they stripped one from him. Porter ended up with a belt. So this is the funny part. With all of that, if you're collecting the belts, if you're going for undisputed, it doesn't matter. Like I said, guys like yourself and Freddie know if you want to become undisputed champion and the guy is not necessarily under your promotional group, you might have to fight on his promotion for that one time with an option of giving that promotion in the event that you win a rematch or a future fight date or something like that. These guys find ways not to get it done simply to protect what they have garnered. And that is a padded assortment of a resume against guys on paper that they have been classed to defeat before even having the matches. Boxing has been feeding people sub-quality matches for a very long time. But the fighters themselves, the champions, the men who have titles, can change all of that. This is why Devin Haney gets the hate that he gets.
That's right.
Because he's looking for the smoke. He's not blowing smoke. I've never seen an occasion where a fighter who has all the titles can't get a fight. Or a fighter who comes in to possession of a title can't get a fight. Like Regis Prograis. He's like, okay, I'll fight you. No, they don't want to pay me enough. And all of this diva crap. But these guys, all you got to do is get in there. If you really are what you're being advertised as. If you're not, go sit down. Ryan Garcia has stirred up so much controversy, and it's like a soap opera promotion with he and Tank Davis, and it's not even Tank. Tank has his own assortment of issues, but Ryan is bringing all of this Kardashian crap to boxing.
Yeah.
And the sooner he's rid of, the better the sport will be. We need to see this stuff come to a conclusion because it's ruining the prosperity of the sport. And I wish that people would just wake up, smell the coffee, and stop just pandering and just buying into this crap. Every single day, somebody is making videos about Ryan and Tank and Ryan, and that fight is probably a less than 5-round fight.
I agree. I was going to say that same thing. The difference between all these other fights is Garcia and Tank, we're not really questioning what the outcome is going to be. Whereas with those other ones, there's a big question.
Yeah. And we want to see the real fight. Like a real fight is Tank and Devin.
Yeah.
A real fight is Tank and Teofimo or Devin and Teofimo. These are real fights. And these are the type of fights that guys should be getting ready for. Regis is right there. Nobody wants to get in the ring with him. Ramirez was so happy to beat up on Richard Comey, but he didn't want to get in the ring with Regis Prograis. He doesn't want to get in the ring with Jack Catterall. I mean, these are the real fighters out there. We know Josh Taylor is avoiding because he originally had inspiration to move up to 147. Funny how that has happened, that just niched. Right, it just stopped. He doesn't even say 147. I don't think he has to spare a welterweight anymore.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys, I got news for you guys right now. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse.
Oh, yeah. Let me get to this super chat real quick, man. My brother Dapper Don's in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, plus, Fury and Usyk holding up the heavyweight division. It's ridiculous, Drew. Thank God for Tank versus Garcia this month and Haney versus Loma next month. Yeah, these are going to hold us down. And salute to you, Dapper Dons, man. Those fights have to hold us down. My problem with Ryan has been what it's been. He's in the way. And he literally talked himself. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of when David Haye trolled himself into a goddamn Vladimir Klitschko fight. He didn't deserve that fight. He really didn't. He didn't do anything to deserve that fight. He trolled his way into it, and then when he got in there, he laid a goddamn egg.
He didn't even perform.
That's right. He laid an egg. He want to take his boot off and say, hey, man, my toe was broke. Well, you should have fucking... What else is new, man? He's Mr. Glass. How many injuries has that man had? We was 1 week out from Haye versus Fury, and he had a shoulder injury. Y'all remember that?
Can I tell you something about that, Drew?
Go ahead.
Because if you watch professional football and the NBA, soft tissue injuries come from steroids.
Yes, they do.
And these guys, like David Haye, and anybody that's seen his physique can tell that, and Drew works out. That's not natural. That's not natural.
I ain't gonna say nothing about him, but yeah.
Yeah, he has, and guess where he's from? Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Huh?
The UK. He's from the UK, man.
And all those soft tissue injuries that he's had, bad Achilles, bad knees, bad shoulders, you know, the pinky toe, all of that stuff. Listen, man, there's a reason for that. There's a reason. So when you see these guys doing what they do, you have to understand certain things go together. They do.
You ain't lying. You're not lying, man. Tay in the building, salute. You're not lying. And we've been up on game. I've been up on game since then. But you see, there was a lot of pushback back then. But see, now it's all coming to light. It's all coming to light. You know, I was telling people like, yo, you know, David Haye, there was a market for him in America. I say, yo, look, he's black, he's tall, You know, he's a handsome brother. Maybe there's a market for him over here. Maybe the chicks, you know, they can market this guy, give him a shoe deal out here, and he goes out there and he's pulling out fights with these soft tissue injuries. And then went that. Then he laid an egg against Klitschko. And then what happened? He goes back down to cruiserweight and got the shit knocked out of him by Bellew. You understand? So there goes that. But AJ, they gave him a lot of shine. And again, I want all the smoke with the AJ fans, man. I'm dead serious. What I watched this past Saturday was horrific. It was ridiculous. And y'all see Tay in the building. You know, I said I'm rooting for Franklin, but we know what's good for business. Now, Tay, when it was asked, AJ, what do you want to do next? He said, I'll leave it up to the fans. Well, the fans are speaking. You go ahead and get that Wilder smoke. Go ahead and get it now, because there's nowhere for you to go. I don't want to see no Dillian White necks. We've seen that already. You go ahead and hit up Deontay's line. Yo, Tay, hit the camp up. Hit the camp up.
Ain't gonna fight Wilder.
Nah.
He ain't gonna fight Wilder. He ain't got no balls.
Well, you know what I'll say? He might do what Eddie Hearn tell him to do. He has a lifetime contract with that guy. I don't know what it consists of. But listen,
but they ain't gonna let him fight Wilder. Because he fight Wilder and Wilder beat the hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? Then that's going to lower his status. They got to keep him away from Wilder.
That might be the only time I might feel a little sorry for AJ when it's round 2 and he looked like he doing the electric slide. I mean, he D right there. Salute D. Say, everyone say salute to the champ. You listening?
Salute, boss.
For real. You know, Boogie Wonderland off a jab. You know, and AJ got that sore spot right by the neck, underneath the ear. He got that sore spot now. You just pluck that fucker. And he's doing the electric slide. You understand? So go ahead, make that phone. Bomb Squad, go ahead. Go right ahead. You asked the fans, you left it up to us. Here we go. Hey, listen. Oh, yeah, you're not really fans, you're haters. Okay, I'm asking where your fans at. I'm asking.
He got that soft spot that's in the cavern of his chest, bruh.
Oh, yeah,
and,
no heart.
You know, he needs open heart surgery.
10 man.
Well, that's where I'm a hater. I hate on everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they want to say. That's what they want to say. But I'm like this. Show me some talent.
Yeah, I want.
You know what I'm saying?
I want AJ and Deontay at the Barclays. AJ, Deontay, Barclays. Because I'm greedy, because I can get there. AJ, Deontay, Barclays. And I'm going to be sitting right there in the front row where the catch is meant to catch AJ's hand. Catch his head. I mean, I'm a Jerry Rice's head. Whoop! Fuck that, man. Come on, man. I think the knockout will be worse than Hellenist. And salute to Hellenist, man. I think it'll be... Come on, man. Because guess what, y'all? They signed the fight right now. Who's the A side? Don't play with me.
This should be in the trash.
Yeah. You turn around now. What a difference a couple of years make. He's no longer the A side. You can't drag him to the UK. I mean, in Saudi, they'll be like, yeah, you know, that'll do some good numbers. Go to Saudi. Go ahead.
You know what else won't stand up, Drew, as an excuse?
What's that?
Proof of funds.
Proof of... I gotta play it. See, story? I gotta play it. Here we go, y'all. Yo, Tay, Pete.
We already know the question I'm gonna ask. Everybody wants to know Deontay Wilder offering $50 million.
It's very kind of you.
Are you guys gonna take it? If not, why not?
Well, because we haven't had an offer yet. All we've had is a piece of paper from a guy from Alabama. So let's see a contract, let's see the proof of funds, let's see what we have to do and what our obligations are to earn that kind of money. If it's real, we have to look at it, and it's something that's of interest. But you know, if they expect us to make a decision and accept a fight today based on a piece of paper from, as I said, a guy from Alabama, then they're widely mistaken.
First things first, I want to thank you and appreciate the invite that you had me to such a event.
No problem. Thank you for coming, sir.
I appreciate it. Now, Eddie, the last time we spoke and we did an interview, I asked you about the Deontay Wilder and the negotiations, and you said in two different separate occasions you said that you need to see proof of funds. But I saw a video you did with IFL TV, and you said you never asked to see proof of funds. Could you clear up the confusion with that?
No, I haven't seen proof of funds. I haven't asked to see proof of funds. I've just asked some very simple questions, which they've answered, to be fair to them. Let's see proof of funds. Let's see proof of funds. Let's see proof of funds.
Let's see proof of funds.
Let's see proof of funds.
Crack.
I caught him. I caught him, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I caught him.
Get the fuck out of my face. Hello, world.
Hey man, I love what Supreme B say. I caught him.
He said, I caught him, y'all. Oh my God, man. Yo, salute to Dapper Dons. He said salute to the champ, man. For real. Oh man, I love that. I was watching Supreme Beast. I said, yo, he just said that. I went to the live. I said, yup, I gotta get that. Man. Yo, man, I gotta get out of here, man. Yo, Freddie, man, it's been dope. Yo, thank you for riding with us, man. You coming through next week?
Yeah, I am.
No diggity doubt, man. I'll be in touch during the week, good brother.
Peace to you, Freddie. Good to have you back, bro. Good to have you back.
Yes, sir. That was Freddie Pendleton, man. The great, fearless Freddie Pendleton. You know what I mean? I'm still working with the brother behind the scenes, man. Oh, my God. Yeah, James Doom, man, salute to you, brother. No doubt, man. We on point, man. I hope you get through what you're getting through, man. Just tune in. I'm hoping that our content can get you through whatever you're going through. Stormy, let them know how they can find you if they don't already know.
Man, everybody can find me right out here on YouTube. My channel is Stormy B Man. We got 5 to 6 shows going a week. Just tune in and check me out. There's always something in the bag for everybody. And like I've always been known to say, you can come by for that, but everybody ain't going to make it. You dig?
You goddamn right.
Peace to everybody. Right. Yep.
Hold on. I got something. This is in front. Man, I got to run. But before I run, y'all already know since the champ is listening, we're gonna duck out to this. Storm, I'm gonna holler at you soon. All right, brother?
All right, man. Peace.
Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bronx on deck.
My time is coming, but the ones that hate just don't know it yet. They gon' beg and cry, cause I will not forgive them, and now they regret. But the damage is done with your name on the hit list. It's time for revenge. I done told you, I warned you too many times, but you can't comprehend. With this black fist of mine, ain't no way to prepare for it. Knock you out the Yo Bomb Squad, the world know it. I speak it, believe it, receive it, so what more can I say? I've been knocking cowards out to this day. They call it the right hand of God. They know what the damage it do. I speak it, believe it, receive it. Not only talking, I'll be showing the proof. But still they deny I'm the best. Everyone I fought, I put them to rest. How many fighters do I have to run through in order for you to admit I'm the best? All they doing, throwing dirt on my name. Own con, trying to put me to shame. All I ever did was speak up and show my love. Pray my people will use their brain. Drug me and cheat. It don't matter cause I'm back on my feet. Back in the gym to turn up that heat. Damn devil gon' get put to sleep. He's done. Sick of the racist acts. Why the media keep ignoring facts? I represent this country as a champ to want me cause my spirit's strong. Plus I am black. Y'all know what I mean when I say this country ain't fair to this day. Don't matter who's next, they hitting the ground. I promise that I'm here to stay. They can't ignore me for long. Bomb Squad, we coming strong. How the hell did it take this long for y'all to know the shit that Fury was on? He must have been paying y'all good to hush and keep all this shit on the low. But I won't back down or stay on the ground, and that I think you all know. My time is coming, but the ones that hate just don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. They gon' beg and cry, cause I will not forgive them, and now they regret. Oh no. But the damage is done with your name on the hit list, it's time for revenge. Oh no. I done told you I warned you too many times, but you can't comprehend it. With this black fist of mine, ain't no way to prepare for it. Knock you out the Yo Bomb Squad, the world know it. I speak it, believe it, receive it, so what more can I say? What can I say? I've been knocking cowards out to this day.
I have a lot of people around me, positive energy, positive speaking, positive believing. Until that energy is broken. And then there's consequences behind that action.
You said that your people have been fighting for 400 years.
And your people too. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all all know what I'm talking about, man. Don't sit up here and try to bait and not know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck I talk about when I say these things. Your people too. Go look up the history. Shit, ain't don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Let's go, man. To this day.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.